Nora, good evening to you. The polls are closed here, but the count is going to take longer than expected, and that is because of what happened in this room a couple of hours ago. And that is when authorities here started a recount of some 31,000 absentee ballots after it was discovered that the 18 tabulation machines in this room didn't have the doors completely sealed. They say the machines were not compromised, ballots were not compromised. This is for transparency's sake and out of abundance of caution. But what was going to be a count going until 1 or 2 in the morning, authorities now say will be several hours longer than that. Nora?
That's important information. Jenna Chanlan, thank you for bringing that to us. National correspondent Jerika Duncan is in Detroit, Michigan. And Jerika, what are you hearing about turnout in Detroit and other parts of the state?
Yeah, in Detroit, we're hearing from the Wayne County executive that they're expecting turnout to be slightly below what it was in 2020. Now, there were projections that it could be about 53% of registered voters, but last check, about 50% or so. But the big story to me that I'm looking at some of the data from Michigan is that the more people that turn out to vote, the more likely it is that a Democrat is to take this state. But still, a lot of votes have not been tabulated just yet. The UAW president took the stage not too long ago, encouraging people, trying to create that celebratory mood, telling me earlier today that they feel confident in the strides that they've made, knocking on over 300,000 doors in the last couple of weeks of this campaign. Nora?
Jerika Duncan, thank you so much for that information. Senior White House correspondent Weijia Jiang is in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania for us tonight. And Weijia, we're so interested in what's happening there in Philadelphia and in the greater state of Pennsylvania. I just spoke with a source close to the Trump campaign that says the Trump campaign believes that they have overperformed in these rural counties.
And Nora, so much has been made about that because they specifically went after voters in those rural counties, in deep red counties that may not be typically engaged in elections. And I'm hearing the same thing from Trump sources who say that they are doing even better than they thought they would. Here in Philadelphia, I can tell you that a city commissioner says they expect to have the count wrapped up sometime between midnight and 1 a.m., which is very significant because that will tell the story about whether the base for Kamala Harris turned out like they really worked for them to do. And I just want to mention, Nora, a really interesting storyline that you guys have been talking about here in Philadelphia. We know that the 3 wards with the most Puerto Ricans have been voting for, have been turning out in record numbers. And so they are very